Let's try that again. Give me a check real quick.
Check, check, check.
And we are gold. All right. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Movies Are Terrible Live podcast. I'm Jeremy, joined with co-host, partner in crime, Caleb Miles. What's up, dude?
What's up? This is our second What's Up.
It was
a great What's Up. They're getting second tier. They're getting the reboot of What's Up right now.
Yeah, and we know about reboots. They just never have the integrity of the originals.
No, never.
So we had a little bit, I say we to kind of like fucking take Caleb down with his sinking ship. We had a little bit of technical difficulties before we started. Fortunately, it was resolved pretty quickly. I was telling Caleb, we're typically really good about going live at 6 p.m. CST every Thursday on the dot with very little complications. And we got up 2 minutes late, not a big deal. And then that wasn't all, though, because I had our microphones muted. But we talked about Emo Peter. What's up, buddy? Random Andy's channel, Patrick Stewart, Mark McKeever, King of the Hills 34, Long Matey 80. Let's see. I saw Patrick McCabe's in the chat. What's up, you guys? Thank you very much for stopping by to check out this week's episode. We've got so many headlines this week. It's amazing because the last, I don't know, was it 2 weeks ago that we were just like scraping with nothing?
Yeah, where we were just bullshitting the entire podcast and didn't talk about movies, I think, once.
We didn't have anything.
We didn't have anything.
Now I think because it's spring break, the Florida headlines are going off, man. I've got so many good Florida man/woman headlines and some good weird news stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it yet. I don't even know if he sent the docket. So this is all going to be new to me.
You're going to shit when you see how many different things I have on here. So we're going to talk about some cinnamon shrimp cereal. Of course, we got to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Australian mice plague. We're going to talk about a naked Florida woman running around in the sewers for weeks, man. Got discovered naked, saved, pulled from the depths of the sewer. Can't wait for that one. We're going to talk about movie news, which I actually have a good bit in regards to some DC casting as well as Phase 4 of Marvel. And we're also going to talk a little bit about some of the Patreon topics that have been submitted over at the Movies Are Terrible on Patreon page. So if you guys want to have your topics submitted so that you can have them discussed on an upcoming episode of the show, head over and check out Movies Are Terrible. There's a link down in the description, and you can check out the different tiers that are available. Decide maybe if one of them's right for you, and then when the time comes and you got a little bit of extra scratch, maybe you can consider helping support this little tiny corner of the internet. Caleb, I'm getting all right at the spiel, huh?
Yeah, that's probably your best spiel in a while.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I just shut my mouth. I was just like, I'm going to just listen to it and enjoy.
You did not interject, and I appreciate that. Like a good co-host, and this is just my belief, a good co-host should just sit there and shut up.
Should know his fucking place.
Oh shit, man. No, seriously, thank you for doing this with me, man. I know you had a busy day today and got some stuff going on with some electricians at the house. You just now found out something about the new home.
Yeah, so apparently I need like $5,000 worth of new plugs because there's fire hazards in my house. So that's lovely to know.
So would you, if it were just you, bachelor pad, you would just roll with it, right?
I would just roll out. I'd get marshmallows and be like, we're making s'mores. That's what we're doing.
Little different now as a family man.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was like, well, I got to take care of this because I can't have this I can't even roll the dice on this.
No, I guess not. Well, have you seen anything over the past week that is noteworthy that you want to talk about?
Oh, man, I've been going on a movie binge lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because of, so if you follow me on Instagram, everything I've been putting on there is new reactions. It's not stuff that like I'm rewatching stuff if it is an old movie. I rewatched the first 300, which I loved it even more than I originally thought. Rewatched the second 300, which I'd never seen.
Oh, really?
It is a dumpster fire of a film.
It's not Zack Snyder, or is it?
No, it's not.
I didn't
even know if it was. And soon as like the opening scene, I'm like, this is clearly not Zack Snyder. This is somebody trying to do Zack Snyder, but not getting it. You know, it was bad.
I saw that one.
The second one?
Yeah. Saw both
it's
of
rough.
them. Yeah, it was not good.
Rough. It's not like I couldn't even finish it. I watched almost all of it and I finally was like, I'm turning it off. But I did watch The Neon Demon.
All right, Nicholas Winding Refn.
Which this is a movie that I have heard so many mixed opinions on. And I watched it in VR. So it looked like I was in like third row of a movie theater. It was like huge screen. Like I didn't even have to turn my head. It took up my whole vision. But it was incredible from open to close for me. Weird movie. Very strange film. From the opening scene until the closing scene, I don't even think I blinked. I was just captivated by the technical prowess, the color grading, the framing, all of that just blew me away. It reminded me very heavily of like the French New Wave movement.
Okay.
Where it threw like all standards out the window. And it was beautiful and bleak all at the same time. I thought it was very interesting commentary on beauty and the importance of beauty in society. It reminded me very heavily too of Repulsion. Yeah. By God, I can't think of his name now.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah, Polanski. Yeah, it reminded me of a new version of that, like that
Sure.
with a lot of neon, a lot of strobe lights, and I was just captivated by it. For me, like masterpiece, like 9 out of 10, blew me away. But I think it's one of those films where if you think it's a 1 out of 10, it's completely justifiable to feel that.
Yeah. Brad Fedek, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. I got you. Right back at you, man. Thank you very much for the support. We really do appreciate that. Yeah, Caleb, about Neon Demon, I really like Nicholas Winding Refn, and I think you and I have kind of talked about it, and I was not sure how it was going to hit you. Like you just now said, if you loved it or hated it, I could completely understand why. I kind of look at it as like a update on the 1970s lesbian vampire subgenre from like Italian films.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, and I think it's great. It is very a mix of high art and camp and exploitation. It's an experience. It fucking definitely just like washes over you.
Yeah, it's an experience. It's one of those things. If you're a cinema buff, I firmly believe you should watch it. Doesn't mean you'll like it. You could absolutely hate every second of it. It's just so interesting that it's worth a watch.
What's up, JC Cook? Welcome to the chat. We're doing good, man. Thank you for stopping by. Daryl's in the chat as well. Hello. Tyler, what's up? Tyler Bouchard. Florida lady in the sewers. Yes, sir. We're going to get to that here in just a little bit. Crazy stories in Florida, man. So yeah, as far as what I've been watching over the last week, I think the biggest thing, and I already told Caleb about this, so I'm kind of sharing this with you guys in the chat and the playback. I watched a bunch of the YouTube channel All Gas, No Brakes. Unfortunately, the channel is defunct now, so if you do go and watch a bunch of their videos, which I've been doing, all of that money that the creators should be making is going to the business that funded the channel in the first place. So I have mixed feelings about that. Hopefully the guys land on their feet because they're incredibly funny, but it's kind of just like awkward street interviews, huh?
You also watched another thing. You rewatched Justice League.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, dude. So I rewatched Justice League. If you all checked out last Saturday's live stream, the special episode we did where we just did a deep dive into Justice League, I came down fairly negatively on my score. Was negative. I think what were you,
like a 4 out of 10?
I was a 4 out of 10, and you at that time were a 7 out of 10. I went and rewatched this with Holden and the gang, and I don't want to bury the lead, but I will say I came down on a much more positive score the second time that I watched it. And I do believe that a lot of that is just, the environment and being around other people who are fans and seeing it like that. But so my original estimate, my initial reaction was dramatically different from yours. And now I feel like maybe we kind of both came back to the middle.
Yeah, so my gut reaction when I first watched it was 6. And that's what I came in when we started the podcast. I was like, it's a 6. And then when we were talking through it, I kind of was like, oh, there are this scene I liked. Oh, I did like this scene when we were talking through it live. So I raised it to like a 7.5. Now that I've taken time to think about it again, I'm back to a 6. Like it's 6 out of 10 for me.
I think my scores, bringing them into an average, I feel like 6 is such a fair and like almost accurate number for what that movie is. If you're a fan of the characters, you're gonna like it. If you're a fan of Zack Snyder's filmmaking style, you're gonna like it. However, it's hard to say, like, you pull all of that stuff out of it. Like, if it were any characters other than the Justice League, I'm not sure how it would have hit with audiences, you know?
No, I would agree with that. I would totally, yeah, I feel like that's a thing. I also agree with what Emo Peter just said. Zack Snyder's Justice League is better than 14 out of 23 MCU movies. I would probably agree with that.
Get out. Caleb, Emo Peter, you're good to stay. What's up? What's up, Tyler? Thank you for stopping by for a minute, man. I hope to catch up with you soon. Tyler, and Caleb, I think you know this. Tyler is he's a computer graphics artist, like 3D modeling and rendering and shit, and he's done some really impressive stuff. As somebody who's kind of an outsider looking in, I'm like so impressed by a lot of the shit that he does. But have you seen any of Holden's short films?
No, I haven't actually. It's so horrible. I've never even been to Holden's channel, so I don't know. I need to go check it out.
You should. Yeah, I can at least send you a couple of like the effect shot that he's done. Cause yeah, he did the Be Terrible Productions Neon sign. I did the original one. It wasn't good, but he came in and redid it. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. But he did Holden's intro. He's done all sorts of really good shit. So anyways, Connor Stork, what's up, dude? Welcome. Glad you stopped by despite not seeing the notification. Always a pleasure to see you guys in here. So we watched the Justice League. I watched some All Gas No Breaks. I feel like I've watched some other stuff, but we've got so much to jump into. We're just going to kind of put a pin in it for now. Oh, I did watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you guys want to hear my thoughts about that, you can check out Holden Hardman's channel. We are doing a weekly recap there. And then also check out Let's Go Pensacola on 92.3 every Saturday at 4 p.m. It is a radio show where I'm also doing a weekly breakdown of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So check me out. I'm trying to do some broadcasting shit. I really enjoy doing that.
That's pretty much what you do. You're just doing it on a different format.
Yes. If I could just be a professional talker, like everybody should be able to work in the field that they are passionate about, maybe the one that they feel like it's their calling. And I should have been an attorney, but I was a terrible student. So at this point, really all I have left is podcasting. So you guys just think about that. Dude,
I wish I could do podcasting full time. That would be my job. How awesome would that be?
It would be amazing. Amazing. And as long as things just continue to gradually climb, I think that there is a future in this. Recently, I think I've gotten close to 300 subscribers in the last 28 days. Not a huge accomplishment. However, a very I say it's not a huge accomplishment. It's a fucking huge accomplishment.
It's huge.
It's really, really cool to see people kind of rallying behind this. And I just now am about to hit 5,300 people. And while the community is continuing to grow, I do feel like the momentum is getting there. I just wonder if I'm not actively trying to murder it by watching Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, did you watch a porn thing the other day that was like WandaVision?
Yeah, I did.
I just saw the thumbnail and I assumed it was porn.
Yeah, I did. I actually didn't. I don't know how I didn't know. I didn't know what I was getting into, but what I watched was a 45-minute movie called Sorceress of Suburbia, which is actually like the Whedon cut of a movie called Sexual Witchcraft, which is a 90-minute long movie. So what I saw was a softcore porno with all of the sex scenes cut out of it.
Dude, that I saw there was a Pirates one long time ago that I saw that was literally just an edited down porn. It was porn without the porn. So it was literally just the worst parts of porn, which is the story.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And the terrible performances. So
Yes.
yeah, I wonder if it's the right choice, but it's fun. It's fun. I really wish like you and it's because it's similar to Out of Context Anime. I wish you and I could be sitting in a room and I would be kicking back booze and laughing hysterically at this stuff. But now I'm kind of like a crazy person because I'm sitting in here by myself watching a movie and fucking talking along with it.
So is it live or are you like doing a breakdown afterwards? Or is it like a watch along?
I watch it by myself, not live, not streamed. I watch it and then I go and I cut down the jokes, the zingers, the one-liners or whatever. And then I put a bookend on the beginning and the end. I'm about to watch this. Let's check it out together. And then afterwards, well, that was fucked up, and that's basically the format of it.
So like pretty much literally like Out of Context Anime.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. However, you might appreciate this. What I'm trying to do, which I didn't do then because it was out of context, it doesn't matter, but I'm trying to make 20-minute videos that keep the context of the narrative in it so that even if you don't watch the movie, you can follow it.
Okay.
It's challenging.
That's very challenging. That does not sound like fun editing.
It's a lot. But yes, I really enjoy it. Thank you, Curtis. I really appreciate you stopping by to check that out. Curtis says the Sorceress of Suburbia video had me cracking up. Love the slight watch along and commentary for it. Thank you very much. That means a lot. McBurger Deluxe. Thank you very much for stopping by and checking this out. I always love to see new faces in here. So if this is your first time checking it out and this is your first time joining the chat, welcome. It's really, really cool. So, we're glad to have you guys here. And King of the Hills 34 says, Out of Context Anime needs to come back.
I know, I miss it. That's still and I say it every time, it's the best thing we've ever done, but it's so much work.
It's a lot of work. And my buddy Kevin and I were talking yesterday, and he mentioned, he's like, those Movie Monsters videos you've done, seriously, they're some of the best content that's been made by somebody I know personally. I was like, man, that means a lot. I really appreciate it. And when are you going to get back to that? And I'm like, I don't know, man. just don't know. And it's probably the struggle of all YouTubers, but you get in a schedule and a grind, and then it's all about putting out the next thing that I seldom have time to work that far ahead. But I certainly would love to do at least a couple of just out of context anime, throw them out there just for fun kind of thing.
That's like, I'm going to start recording on Saturday. I'm going to start stockpiling and recording Caleb's Movie Corner again now that life has settled down a little bit.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, like you said, stockpile them, get 4 or 5 done before you even release one. And I think they're great. I really enjoyed it. And it sounds like you're kind of pivoting back into religiously and intelligently watching movies,
Yeah, honestly, it's getting the kid on a sleeping schedule. I'm like, okay, I got 2 hours at the end of the night where I can watch a movie, and that's enough. I can just watch one movie, even 2 movies a week. I can, make a video a week.
All right. Well, I think it's about that time. Well, before we do actually kick things off, I did want to mention again that there's a Patreon page. Movies Are Terrible. Great. You know that already. Check out Terrible Apparel. We have some really cool merchandise, including a couple of out of context anime designs, which Caleb did the drawings for. So you can get some custom personal drawings, art from Movies Are Terrible. We've got hoodies, sweaters, long sleeve tees, short sleeve tees, and several other designs. So I've actually been moving some units the past couple of weeks. So if you guys are, wanting to know how you can further support the channel, represent the brand, wear that shit out, be a billboard for God's sakes. I am talking about just spread the word. If you go to a convention and you wear a Movies Are Terrible shirt and you take a picture of that and you send it to me, I will say thank you. Yep.
You will actually say thank you. That's the end goal.
I will say yes. I will directly thank you. Brad Feddick can't afford the shipping, but I can just give you the money. Thank you very much. I'll take it. Oh, Daryl got a tea. Man, thank you so much. I love to see that. That is so awesome. Let's see. So we are going to talk a little bit about Black Widow. We're going to talk about some of the Marvel news that's come out recently. We're also going to talk about some DC casting, which there was a bunch this week. But first, we're going to kick things off. Oh, also, check out Caleb's Instagram. What's the handle?
It's Caleb is terrible, and I've just been posting pictures of comics and movie reviews, and that's it.
It's good shit, man. I think a lot of the people in this live chat would appreciate that. I've been keeping up, and I really do like the Instagram kind of quick condensed review format.
Yeah, that's what I figure. It's like just a little quick blurb of like, hey, here's my basic bullet point thoughts on it. Move on.
Brad just now said $62 for a t-shirt after tax and shipping. Good Lord.
Ooh, good Lord.
I don't like me that much. Jesus. All right. So this week in weird news, I mean, the one that is just, it took off and I have no idea how, but apparently some guy found some shrimp tails in his bowl of cereal. Not even his bowl of cereal, his bag of cereal. He took a picture of it. It's like some Cinnamon Toast Crunch scattered across the bar top and then some fried shrimp tails in it. Caleb, did you see the picture?
I saw the picture. I haven't read anything on it.
So at face value, we've got this tweet and it's a bowl of cereal with shrimp tails coming out of it. It blew up because whoever it is, General Mills, replied to him and they said, basically, there's no way this is possible.
It's because I was just going to say, without even hearing this, my first reaction is bullshit. They're looking for social media clout.
So I think that is the end of the mystery right there, dude. I think the guy just staged it and big fucking deal. You can't believe a picture anymore.
Dude, no, you can't believe anything you see on social media. People do the dumbest stuff for 2 seconds of internet fame.
So the guy's name is Jensen Karp, and he is a writer / former comedian. He did tweet basically something plopped out of the box. I picked it up and I was like, this is clearly a shrimp tail. Anyways, the thing is, Mr. Karp is a 41-year-old comedian / writer in LA. This also speaks to what you said. What are the chances that this is the fucking guy that's going to end up getting shrimp tails in his cereal? And he's married to a famous actress who played Topanga on Boy Meets World.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. That's funny.
Kush blazing. What up, dude? It has been a while. I'm happy to see that sweet name up in my chat. Welcome back to the party, man. Always good to hear from you. So, yeah, Caleb. I mean, that really does just kind of reinforce what your suspicions were, right?
Yeah, like before I just saw the picture. As soon as I saw the picture, I looked at it and I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's bullshit right away. Okay. You know, because, but granted, that's my assumption with like most things
pretty
I
much
see online.
Everything, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, bullshit.
And I think that's a good place to be. But all right, so let's just humor the other side of it. How would a fried shrimp tail end up in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal? I have one theory. Do you have any idea how that could happen?
Only way it could happen is if they were done in the same plant and they were running different shifts. Like they had a shrimp product on one time and then they switched over and did that. That's the only way that could happen.
What a terrible fucking system if you're cross-contaminating seafood and cereal. I was thinking,
the only way.
What about if the assembly line operator is on a lunch break and he's kicking back and he's just tossing his fucking shrimp shells?
He's just working while he's doing it, throwing it in.
That would be, I mean, that is actually a fairly reasonable way that it could have happened, right?
Yeah, that's the only way that I guess it could happen. Because I was just like trying to think, and I'm like, there's no way. The only way is if they had like two products that they were putting in the same factory. But like you said, I was like, they wouldn't be doing shrimp and cereal in the same factory. Maybe two different types of cereal. Like if he dumped out his cereal and there were like Fruit Loops in it, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
He shot back with pics of cereal with rat shit and dental floss baked in the same bag. Ugh. Don't get me wrong. There have been actual incidences of really unusual stuff getting cross-contaminated. In fact, there were some dried blueberries back in like 2007. I'm just kind of pulling numbers out of my butt. But like 10 years ago, they found a bunch of shrimp cross-contaminated with these dried berries that were supposed to be used in scones. So it does happen. I just don't know that this is the way that it's happening.
Well, and everything blows up on social media because I hate to say it, people are idiots and they'll see a picture and go, oh yeah, I took it at face value.
But you know, well, we can't say We can't say. Maybe it actually is. Anybody would be more trustworthy than this guy, because after this comes out and everybody starts getting caught up in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is the fun part of the story, a bunch of ex-girlfriends of his come out and just start fucking dragging him for being a gaslighting, emotionally abusive piece of shit. And you're like, God, I can't have anything.
Yeah, that just went to 0 to 100 real quick.
Dude, I can't have fucking anything fun. So we're gonna go ahead and transition over, because we have so many crazy ass stories. Did you hear about the mouse plague in Australia?
No.
Dude, okay, so apparently it's some sort of season, some sort of grain season, like a crop is going on right now. It's that time of year, and this is according to Huffington Post, dude. And you just have to see the video of it. If you go to Huffington Post, footage of Australia's massive mouse plague will haunt your nightmares. So this is from the article. It says, large rural portions of inland New South Wales and Queensland are being overrun by millions of mice, which have taken over farmland, homes, stores, hospitals, and cars. They're eating everything in sight. Apparently the region's bumper grain crop led the surge in rodents. And then here's a quote that says, you can imagine that every time you open a cupboard, every time you go in your pantry, are mice present. And they're eating into food containers. They're fouling your clean linen and your linen cupboard. They're running across your bed at night. There was a girl who woke up and there was a mouse in her pillowcase that had bit her while she was asleep. I mean, they're scurrying across the ground like water bugs, like by the thousands in these videos. Have you seen it?
I'm just watching it now. It's terrifying. It's like this video game, A Plague's Tale Innocence, where it's like, okay, that's a video game version, but there's just mice everywhere. It's pretty close to that, though. They look like,
man.
It looks like when you see, we've all seen it where like you move something, there's a ton of cockroaches.
Yep.
But it's mice. That's exactly what it looks like.
Or an anthill or something, you know? Yeah. Like, it's so insane. I think mice are pretty adorable for the most part. This is horrifying.
Any animal in this quantity is disgusting. I mean, like even a dog, a cat in this quantity is terrifying and disgusting.
Dude, can you imagine how badly a horde of kangaroos could just like run through Australia and just completely take over the continent?
That's gonna be that's the beginning of Tank Girl. That's when that happens.
So this person says they stink whether they are alive or dead. You can't escape the smell sometimes. Damn, dude, it's oppressive, but we are resilient. This woman's 12-year-old son caught 183 mice in a single night.
Man, that's crazy.
Holy crap.
Crazy. Yeah, so where I grew up, we got mice, like field mice would come into the house, and even just one or two, it's terrible. Like too many. One mouse is one mouse too many in your house.
Yes.
That many's terrifying.
What's up? Christopher Branch in the chat. Welcome back to the conversation, dude. We got Curtis Gladu. Animals are damn crazy in Australia. Not sure if you guys have heard of the Emu War that was fought after World War II, but no, I haven't. But that sounds like that's video fodder right there. I might have to revisit that one, Curtis, because that sounds cool. Mr. Graham Cracker's in the chat. What's up, dude?
Emu War would be an amazing movie. Like, I just want a computer animated movie with emus with actual machine guns.
That was kind of like the episode of Naruto that I watched with you.
We did. You're right. That's what we watched. We watched an ostrich attack.
Oh man. Good shit. All right. I like this one. According to Fox News, Louisiana priest and dominatrices are charged with vandalism. Let me read the headline. Louisiana priest, 2 dominatrices charged with vandalism after altar threesome.
Naturally.
Yeah. So he's a preacher, a 37-year-old priest, and his name's Travis Clark. You guys look him up on socials. And the 2 women were initially charged by police with obscenity following the alleged tryst last September inside St. Peter's and Paul Catholic Church in Pearl River, NOLA. So they had sex. They had the whole dominatrix get up on. He was the submissive. They were the doms, and they did some kinky shit. People outside were able to see it, I guess. They were filming it while it happened.
The people outside or they inside were filming it?
They were filming themselves. I love this. They say, okay, so the St. Tammany Parish District Attorney's Office on Friday announced lesser charges for the unholy trinity, who were busted after a passerby saw them through a church window and reported them to police. So 41-year-old Mindy Dixon and 28-year-old Melissa Chang were wearing corsets and high heels during the threesome, which was being recorded. And, yeah, the sex toys and stage lights were recovered at the scene by the police, along with recording devices.
They had stage lights?
It sounds like it was a full-on production.
Dude, like, I'm like, maybe they just walked in and this was an actual porno being filmed.
In the dude's church is what's crazy about it. Is like, I guess they couldn't afford a set, but the church did. Please.
Just love the fact. So, like, I think most of us, maybe just me, but I think we've all busted out a cell phone and recorded something at some point in time. But stage lights is the part that makes it amazing. Could you imagine just walking around setting up stage lights before getting busy?
Dude, it's definitely a special story. I am shocked by the fact that it turned into such a serious charges for it. However, I don't know what the correct charge should be. According to the priest guy's attorney, says this is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to regulate the morality of private individuals. Just because you don't like something doesn't make it criminal. My clients look forward to their day in court as we continue to fight this baseless allegation. Great. Love the sentiment if they weren't fucking at church.
Yeah, that's my thing. If they were in their private property, then I 100% agree.
McLovin in the chat. What up, dude? Yeah, I agree with you. That's the truth of the matter, is to try to like spin it as if nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
Is also crazy.
Yeah, they're trying to make it sound like he was just in his house and someone peeked in his window. That's not what happened.
That's exactly what they're trying to say. The cops did determine that everything that went on that night was consensual, but initially arrested the trio on the obscenity charges because they were in view of the public. After this happened, though, the church burned the altar and and a new one was consecrated last October, so they weren't having any of it.
Yeah, so they burned the altar to get rid of it. Just buy some bleach wipes.
Yeah. Like, we're almost out of Lysol. Fucking burn it. Just burn it down. Snap Keep Videos in the chat. What's up, Pastor?
What up, Pastor?
Welcome, man. We are talking about some important, world-changing stuff here.
About threesomes in a church. That's the important stuff.
Yee! All right. We're going to switch over to Florida Man headlines because we've got some good ones this week. As I alluded to, there's a lot going on in Florida right now because of spring break. The world's finest, they all migrate south to Florida for spring break, and it's showing already. But this is a local story. Edith Riddle, 34, arrived at a school wearing a boxing glove, telling school officials it was super glued to her wrist and she couldn't remove it. Okay, here it gets better from here. This is Jacksonville, by the way. Fucking Jacksonville. The school safety officer heard a teacher's frantic announcement over the radio that there was a fight occurring outside the cafeteria at 12:14 p.m., lunchtime. When the officer arrived at the fight location, he found, who else would it be? The lady with the super glued fucking boxing gloves to her wrist is beating up a student.
So it wasn't a student with boxing glove?
No, it was a student's mother.
Oh, okay.
Came to the school and they were like, yo, why do you got the boxing gloves on? And she's like, oh, they're super glued to my hands. And I guess they were like, all right, cool. Well,
yeah, I like that. That's what it took. Yeah, just super glued. All right, cool. It's Florida.
Turn around and she's just fucking throwing combos, body blow after body blow on some 12-year-old. Wow.
Dude, there are so many stories that we read about crazy parents doing crazy things for their kids like this.
Oh, yeah. It was the changing voting ballots for prom or homecoming queen last week.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah, there was that one. There was the deep fake with the cheerleaders. There was this one, the girl beating up someone with boxing gloves.
Yeah.
So did she? So I see Christopher Brad says she only had one glove.
Yes.
That reminds me of, do you remember UFC 1? There was the one guy who had the one glove on in the very first UFC when there was like no rules. He went in a boxer and he had one glove and one hand without a glove.
No.
Yeah, dude, he got destroyed. But
That's hilarious. I need to watch that. I'm trying to figure out how old these people were. Was it a high school? Middle school. Okay, so this 34-year-old woman went to her daughter's school and beat up a child.
So someone my age beat up a middle schooler? Could you imagine?
She's badass.
Me kicking the shit out of like a 13-year-old?
Oh, hell no, dude. She said it was a fair fight because she only had one glove. Love it. Love it. Florida undefeated indeed. All right. I like it. I think that's a good one. Nothing too serious in that one. Hadn't been able to find any like racist tweets that the lady made 2 years ago or anything like that.
They'll find it. The internet's on it.
Not that she's the one that. Oh my God, I'm so shocked. The lady that has no qualms about going 12 rounds with a fucking 12-year-old.
12 for 12.
Oh, hell no. All right. So New York Post. Oh my God. This is the best story of the week. I hate that we're already here. I'm coming back around to it. That is one we just got to hold on to as long as possible because it is crazy. All right. Woman accused of hitting child with car claims she was trying to run over someone else.
That's so horrible. So her defense is, no, I wasn't trying to kill that person, just another person.
Yeah, I don't think that's how proper excuses work.
Not the best defense. Yeah.
Let's see. Pompano Beach. Chaos unfolded at a Pompano Beach park last week after a driver was accused of slamming her car into a woman and a child. Oh, damn. The driver took down a portion of a gate before driving into a playground and hitting a grandmother and her 3-year-old grandson. Damn, we didn't have to read too much further than the headline for this one.
Yeah, like I can't even laugh. Now it's just depressing.
The grandmother and child did not survive. No, I'm just kidding. You see those kids running and screaming for their lives? Go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, keep reading. Never mind. I'm going to get to it.
They were on the other side, and it was a fight, so we started to get all the kids to get them out of the park because we saw the situation was getting worse and worse. Lady Felix was behind the wheel of the vehicle, and it hit... blah, 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 blah. She says, I was attempting to run her over, but then I see someone put her out of the way. Oh, very, very clever.
So the lady then just said, I was trying to run over someone else?
Yeah, it was like she was trying to run over. I don't even know why they were arguing. So she went to the park to settle an argument with another woman and she got emotional. I guess so. And then the grandmother who got hit says, I was just running to my grandbaby. Had I not picked him up, she would have ran him completely over and he'd be under the car. As I'm picking him up, she's just hitting us both and we went flying over the car and finally we hit the ground. Damn.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
She did say I was trying to find the brakes. I couldn't find the brakes. They're right where you left them. Isn't that something?
Yeah, they're usually in the brake spot. That's where they are. They're right next to the other pedal that you were pushing to slam into people.
She did say I didn't mean to hit them. It was an accident, and I hope they are okay. So, case closed.
Well, so did she say I didn't mean to hit them? Was like, oh, I just meant to like ram into a tree? Or does that mean like I didn't mean to hit them, I meant to hit someone else?
Correct. Yes, I did not mean to hit those specific people. I was targeting.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what she says, but that's the impression that's the picture
what the headline says.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. That one was.
You were just talking about all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, there we go.
This podcast.
Yep. The brakes were hidden. Yep. Let's see. Woman hitting child, did that one, not the greatest. Caleb, this is a old Florida man classic coming back for a return debut. Jeremy DeWitt was wearing a yellow uniform polo with a badge, and he was arrested again for impersonating police officers. He's a sexual predator. He's 41 years old, and he keeps on like pulling people over and acting like a cop and getting arrested. Do you remember this guy?
I do remember this guy, the guy who pulls people over constantly and keeps going to jail for it.
Yep. That's his whole deal.
That's a weird thing. That's like a. Would you want to go to prison and be like, "What did you do? I just impersonated an officer and pulled people over." Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you've got to be looked at about as negatively as like, something else negative. Like nobody likes a cop. So the person who tries to act like a cop and then gets arrested, he's the worst kind of cop.
He's the worst kind. That's the worst crime ever.
Man, I don't know about that guy. That's so creepy though, because like, well, for one thing, we, as a society, we have to rely on police to protect us. So once you get violated, it probably really fucks that up.
McLovin said that was Jeremy's name before he got married and took his wife's last name.
I like it. That one's a good one.
I like it. That's a good one.
I'm trying to find it so that I can pin it, but oh well.
It's gone. It's gone forever.
I did like that. That was a good one. Yeah. I don't remember what the specifics of the actual sex crimes he committed or who they were against, but I do know that like there was that cop in the UK. This isn't even funny. There was that cop in the UK just a couple weeks ago that had like murdered some girl. So it's like once you've got this certain group of people who you depend on to be the mediators, and then they do, something awful. Like it caused the whole, like, what do you do? Like, where do you go after that,
No, yeah, when you don't have trust in, I mean, granted, these are isolated incidents, but I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Like, if you're in one of these isolated incidents, though, probably ruins the whole institution for you.
Yeah. I mean, because you're running from one cop and then the cops come and save you and you're like, where are these cops going to take me out into the desert and fucking shoot me? I mean, you have no idea. In that situation, like you said, this isn't like a big systemic, well, I think there's a conversation to be had about whether there's a systemic problem with the police department, but this particular thing where
people dressing up as cops isn't a systemic problem.
Yes.
That's a crazy person problem.
Yes, indeed. It was like Malachi Love Robinson, that other Florida man who was constantly dressing up like a doctor.
What was his name?
Malachi Love Robinson. He got arrested like 5 times. He had actually opened a clinic. And he was like a 19-year-old kid that had never been to fucking school for it.
Maybe it was Doogie Howser. That's who it really was.
He had Doogie Howser aspirations for sure.
That's what it was. He watched that show too much.
Oh God. All right. The deputy noted a group of riders of motorcycles were dressed in yellow polo shirts with screen print and markings of police-type shields and badges. Their sleeves had Protection Officer Motor Unit and Metro State Protection Services, among other similar law enforcement insignia. Deputies said DeWitt...
This is a different... I remember this one. I was thinking of another story where it was like an individual just doing this. This is the guy who has a company that claims to be cops.
Oh, dude, he had a website, and we went on it and tried to call him.
Yeah, we tried to call his website and get security.
Hold the fucking phone. What's the name? What do you remember what the name of the website was?
I don't remember, but that's who this is, because I remember they would all ride around on their bikes. It was a whole group of people.
Yes, and they had vehicles that looked like straight up police vehicles. We're gonna see if we can get these guys on the line.
Their lights were a different color.
Yeah, that was like that was the only difference, though.
Yeah, it was like they were like blue and yellow or something like that.
Damn, dude, I wish I could find what that was, because we tried to get them on the line during a People Are Terrible episode.
We called that, and we called the what was that? Like Sammy Sosa Bigfoot hotline or whatever it was.
Yeah. It was
Who was it? It was a baseball player of some sort, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I'm not going to be able to remember which one it was. Joe Montana. Wasn't it Joe Montana?
I have no idea.
I think it was Joe Montana. Let me see.
Baseball player, Bigfoot. That's what when we tried to call and it was a disconnected number or something. Baseball player, Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think it was incorrect.
It was no, man. Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco. Holy crap, dude. I remember those baseball cards being like the deal when I was a kid in the 90s. You got a Jose Canseco fucking Topps card?
Dude, I just remember in Ninja Turtles there's a reference to Jose Canseco where he meets up with Casey Jones. It's like, okay, Jose Canseco.
That's
Matt?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys in the chat can find the name of that business, they're like a security detail in Florida. They're not real. Anyways, if you can find their phone number, let me know and I will try to get them on the line. We left a voicemail that we were like, hey, we're doing some sort of event. Give us a call back.
We never got a call. Shocker.
Yeah, I know.
Sons of bitches.
They really need to step up their customer service. All right, here we go. 6:49, just burning through them, baby. Holy shit. All right, so this is the one. This is the last Florida man story. Snapkeep videos coming through clutch with the $5 super chat. Just showing love, brother. Love to have dinner with you soon and catch up, my man. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm all for that. It would be awesome. And thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you also very much for hanging out and listening to this nonsense, dude. Very much appreciated.
This riveting content.
A Florida woman reported missing earlier this month was found naked and trapped in an 8-foot storm drain and told her rescuers she'd been in the sewer system for about 3 weeks. What the fuck?
She was naked in the sewers?
She was naked and screaming, and somebody reported she's a 43-year-old woman, butt naked in the storm drain, yelling for people. Come here, Georgie. Want a balloon?
I just picture her coming forward like in Predator when he's in the mud, but it's just like shit. He just comes out of the wall.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how that happens. For one thing, we've got to assume that 3 weeks is probably an exaggeration. You can't, unless she was getting sustenance from whatever's dwelling down there with her.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she was eating rats. But how do you survive 3 weeks? Because I guess there's water down there. It's not the best water, but you can drink water.
You make friends with the alligators and you let them hunt for you. You become the king. You become the king or queen of the alligators, and you have them go out, venture outside the sewers, grab children, bring them back to you to devour.
I want a comic book with the queen of the alligators. She's just naked riding 2 alligators.
Nerdy Newfie. There he is. What do you mean it was a terrible impression? My Pennywise is on point. Curtis says that lady is a survivor. Damn. Yeah, no joke. That's the impressive part of it. But so the woman was identified by Delray Beach police as Lindsay Jane Kennedy. She said she was trapped in the storm drain where she was saved, blah, blah, blah. So she was down there, and apparently she was like, I was just curious and followed the tunnels, and one tunnel led to another, so I followed that one. And then before I know it, I was lost for 3 weeks.
So rewind it. Why did she go into the sewer to begin?
I mean, if you were going to take a guess...
I have no idea. There's no logical explanation why you go into a sewer.
Methamphetamines, bro. Probably.
Oh, is that what it is? Is this a Florida thing? People just hang out in sewers doing meth?
I think, I think so. Yeah, I actually think that's what happens. The mother did say, to make the story less fun, the lady did say her daughter had, battles with mental illness and frequent use of narcotics. So yes, she probably was in the middle of a schizophrenic break and just decided she was going to go roam around the sewer system for a while. But there's no way she could have been down there for 3 weeks. There's just no way.
There's no way. She must have been coming out every once in a while.
Just sneaking out.
She's keeping out like raided trash cans in the middle of the night.
I mean, how do you even do that? Hi, yes, this is the 911 call. Hi, yes, there's somebody stuck in a sewer over here on Atlantic and 11th Avenue. There's a lady stuck in the sewer. Yes, she can't get out. She's screaming for help. Damn.
I wish there was audio of it.
I know.
Love to hear this audio.
I know, dude. It's.
What would you do if you're walking by and you see a naked lady in a storm drain just screaming?
I mean, yeah, my first response would be to run, but then as I got like a half a block away, I'd be like, oh, that lady probably isn't Pennywise. I should probably call for help.
I would like to say like, oh yeah, I would be like, I'm gonna call help her out, but I think there'd be a part of me that would just go, yeah, I ain't messing with that. Just go about my life.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing to picture. And there are lots of pictures of it. Obviously, you don't see the lady, but they've got ladders. They've got like, it was a big ordeal, and I just don't understand how she got into it. But there was a small crowd of people around as they pulled her out, and they cheered. So that's good.
I just picture when they pull her out, her like acting like an animal, like just screaming.
Oh shit, man. I don't know. It's crazy though, because you and we were talking a little bit about just kind of the mental health system before we started recording and how much of a failure it is. But the cops did a assessment on her and decided she's good. She doesn't meet the criterion to get put away.
What criteria do you have to meet when you go naked into a sewer?
Yo, like, yes, whatever assessment you are going to do, that's the answer. Like, that's the thing. I don't know, man.
Like, no, she's perfectly well adjusted.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we pulled her out of a sewer, but she knew her name, so I guess she's good.
There must be some criteria that I don't understand.
No. What's up, Devin? How you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by to be a part of this amazing conversation. Patrick Stewart from Milton, Pensacola area. He says at some point I got to go visit family down in that area, see if I can hunt some sewers with Jeremy. Oh hell yeah, dude. Caleb, you ever been into a sewer drainage ditch?
No, I've been into like a drain, like a ditch, but I've never been into a sewer because I'm not a psycho.
So just so you guys know that it probably is a bigger problem in Florida than other places. I've been in the sewer before. I've spent some time dwelling in the sewer before.
What would prompt you to go into a sewer?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like I've never been into the actual sewer, but you know, like, okay, so you've got big ass deep ditches, like storm drainage, and then there will be like a median, and then it'll continue on. And there are these gigantic like aluminum tubes that will run under the big built up ground. So I would walk through the ditch, through the tunnel, and continue down the ditch. And you know what I was doing in the ditch, dude?
What were you doing?
I'm glad you asked, Caleb. I was actually hunting for crawdads. You could get crawdads out of the ditch. So
you're describing a ditch, not a sewer.
Yes, yeah, that's fair. But
because if you were getting crawdad sewers, those are not good eating.
I don't think the ditch ones were good eating either, to be fair. But it would be blackberries and crawdads, and you could get them out of these ditches.
Those weren't blackberries, Jeremy. That was poop. That's what that was, Jeremy.
Hold up. What do you call? Okay, like a ditch tube. It was a ditch tube, Caleb. I don't
ditch tube.
Yeah, I mean, like a big drainage thing, but they would be like, 4 foot or 6 foot in circumference.
But there's no like feces in this.
Nah, no feces.
To me, sewer says feces.
Yeah, you're right. Drainage ditch. That's what I was chilling in a drainage ditch. Let's see what people think about that. Yeah, okay, Patrick Stewart, thank you. Florida man in the house right here. Jeremy is right. We used to play in those huge ditches and culverts when it rained in Pensacola. There was a problem with kids drowning in the 80s.
No, their kids used to die in the ditches back home. And back home, we always, like, La Llorona is a huge thing back home. Like,
yeah,
everyone grows up. Yeah, like, I still need to see the movie. Just as someone who grew up hearing La Llorona stories constantly, I need to hear it. Watch that movie because that's a thing that we would tell us to not, go into those damn ditches.
Mark McKeever, Jeremy in a sewer is the most unsurprising thing in this podcast.
Yeah. I just picture now their 15-year-old Jeremy like breaking bottles, angry at the world.
Much younger
reciting
than that.
Reciting crow lines.
People once believed.
Black fingernail polish, just bad at everything.
Dude, the ditch digging was a little bit younger, but yeah, I like it. We're painting a picture here.
King of the Hills asks, where is my back home? It's New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And my back home is, I'm still here. Pensacola, baby. Woo! I've moved about 50 miles. I moved here from Texas, but since then I've moved like 50 miles in my entire life. It's kind of crazy.
I moved like 1,000 miles, but not so much, probably like 800 miles.
Nick Mayfield, what up, dude? Nerdy Newfie says, what's up, Nick? Yep. Yeah. All right. So some sewer stories. I don't know, man. I feel like that lady is kind of my hero for the week anyways. Like, we'll see what happens next week, but it's going to take a lot to dethrone the fucking Queen of Alligators.
It's Queen of Alligators is going to be a hard person to dethrone ever.
We need to, yes. Okay, so we're marking it down in the books right now. The headline of since we've been doing Florida Man on Movies Are Terrible, this has got to be the quintessential Florida Man headline.
You know what's funny? Jay Wolfie says, Caleb be cooking meth. This is something I'm not very proud of, but yes, I used to sell meth when I was a younger man.
And Wolfie says, yeah, and he sells it to Jeremy, which is actually completely inaccurate. Don't do meth. I mean, I've done it twice, but I don't do meth.
He just did it to lose 2 teeth, and then he was good.
Yes. Yep. Man, we went hard, dude. It was a different time. Back when we were young whippersnappers, it's just a different time.
I've never even smoked weed. People think I'm crazy. I've never smoked weed.
What?
Even. No, never.
All right.
I drank. That was it, though. Like, I've never done any drugs. I was more on the production distribution side of that.
Yeah. That's, that's a conversation for another time. We're going to talk some movies here. So, dude, did you know Guy Ritchie's got a new one coming up?
No.
Jason Statham returning to work with Guy Ritchie.
Sign me up.
Yeah. You really ended up liking The Gentleman, right?
I actually didn't watch The Gentleman. That's another one I need to add to the list. No.
I thought you and I talked. Somebody really liked The Gentleman. I really liked it. I thought it was very good. It was one of my favorite movies of the year that it came out. Granted, there weren't a whole lot.
Yeah, no, it looked really, really good, but I totally forgot about it. And until right now.
Nick Lovin, thank you very much. 22 kroners for making me laugh so hard I spat out my soda. Hell yeah. So MGM and Miramax, Guy Ritchie directed action thriller Wrath of Man is moving to the May 7th through 9th weekend, which was recently given up by Black Widow. Wrath of Man was previously dated for April 23rd. Filmmaker's 4th film with leading man Jason Statham. So he did, obviously, my favorite, which was Snatch. Did, what was the one where Jason Statham had the weird wig on?
Well, it wasn't this one, but he did Lock, Stock, Snatch.
I forgot he was in Lock, Stock. That one's a shit, too.
That one, Lock, Stock's incredible. Lock, Stock, and Snatch are his best. I know. Which one with the wig?
He had, like, long hair, and it was a weird look, but it wasn't a very good movie. Somebody gonna say it? Transporters? No, that was not Guy Ritchie, but definitely good movies with Statham in it.
Guy Ritchie with a wig?
No, Statham.
I mean,
with
Jason
a wig.
Statham with a wig. Yeah, Guy Ritchie, Statham.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. was really good. He wasn't in that, but it was called Revolver.
He directed Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Mm-hmm.
I never saw that. I didn't even know he did that one.
It's really good, I thought. And Henry Cavill's in it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And Cannibal Army Hammer.
Mean Machine's really good, too.
Mean Machine. I didn't see that.
Mean Machine. I think he directed this one with Vinnie Jones.
No,
he didn't direct that one. Who directed this movie?
Oh, I'm looking at writing credits. I'm sorry. He might have, dude. My bad.
No, he didn't. Barry, for some reason in my head, he thought he did. I thought it was like before he blew up, but no, that wouldn't be right because Lock, Stock was the one he blew up with.
Yeah. Lock, Stock was his kind of calling card. And man, his shit is just so good. Victoria watched Snatch with me a couple months back, and she was kind of like, it's fine. It kind of feels like a Quentin Tarantino wannabe movie. And I was like, yeah, I can feel that, but it's British.
That was I was watching Birds of Prey, the other day.
Yes.
And that's what that reminded me of. It's like this person wants to make like a Snatch, Guy Ritchie, Tarantino type of film, but it's not that. Like it tried to be cool at times and everything, and it was just like not working.
People say that about Bad Times at the El Royale, but I liked that.
I love Bad Times at the El Royale, but I do agree it's trying to be that type of movie. I just think it's more successful at it.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know what the synopsis of this movie is, but you put Jason Statham in a movie with Guy Ritchie, and I'm pretty much already in. And I know that Jason Statham is kind of a hack as far as like his actual acting ability, but I'm a really big fucking fan.
So I only like him in the Guy Ritchie films.
Really? Did you see The Bank Job?
Yeah, I didn't care for The Bank Job.
Man, The Bank Job goes hard, dude. That shit is fucking wild, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Jason Statham was one of those people that I really, really enjoyed at the start of his career because of Guy Ritchie. And then once he got into that like action role, just didn't really work for me.
What about Spy with Melissa McCarthy?
I actually never saw that.
Dude, he is so funny in it, dude. He's got such good comedic chops, and they just don't utilize him enough. But he's like so intense in Spy. Highly recommend it. You guys let me know what you think about Spy in the comment section. We've got very divided opinions about Bad Times at El Royale, and I love that. You like Dags?
Dags, such a good role.
Uh-huh. And Brad Pitt is the fucking pikey. I can't remember what his name is.
Just
Mickey.
Amazing. I love Brad Pitt, man.
Yeah, he's really, really good in that movie. That movie's just really fun. And the whole Benicio del Toro's Where is the Stone? It ended up in Infinity War.
That movie is incredible. That was also around the time of like Get Shorty and that.
Yes.
What I put in that same category, which I love Get Shorty. I love that type of film.
I got some good word about Spy in the chat. Yeah, it's very, very funny. Brad, thank you very much. Wife says it's dinner time. Love you. Chat later. Yep. Talk to you soon, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night, Brad.
Spy is hilarious. It's a funny, silly comedy. It has some burning insults. It really does, man. The dialogue's a trip. All right. Well, I think we're going to... Later, Brad. Take care.
I sometimes like when they get those people who aren't known for comedy do comedy. Like Chris Hemsworth, I think, has an incredible comedic timing.
Yes.
I think he is hilarious.
Yes. Agreed. Paul Childers coming through. I haven't actually heard of this one. I'm pretty sure it's a sequel to the original Italian Job. It's called Italian Hand Job, and he says it was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Put that one on the list real quick here. Italian Hand Job. Got it. All right. Thank you for that suggestion. We're always looking for movies to check out. Oh, shit. Wrath of Man, written by Ritchie and Ivan Atkinson, follows a mysterious and wild-eyed new cash truck security guard who surprises his coworkers during a heist in which he unexpectedly unleashes precision skills. The crew is left wondering who he is and where he came from. Yeah, dude, classic setup for some good British crime capers.
Sign me up. Like anytime there's a new Guy Ritchie film, I need to watch it. I totally forgot about The Gentleman. I need to check that out.
I think you'll dig it. Did you see King Arthur?
No, and that's the one that I'm just like, I have no desire to see,
Same.
But I needed to check it out.
Same. Yeah, I didn't watch it either. I saw the trailers for it, and I like Charlie Hunnam all right. He's actually really good in The Gentleman, but I feel like that story is just already fucking tired.
And it's just one of those ones where, I don't know, it doesn't look like his, like what I would expect him to make. Like the idea of him making a King Arthur film sounds incredible. And then I watched that trailer and I was like, this is not what I thought it would be.
He says, Christopher Branch says it's hella over the top, but that it's all right.
That's kind of what I've heard. Yeah. My brother likes it. He goes, yeah, it's not a good movie, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe I should check it out just out of desire to complete his filmography because I am a fan of Guy Ritchie. So, there's a Bewitched movie in the works at Sony. Who cares? Not us. Woo! All right.
Didn't they make a Bewitched movie or was it I Dream of Jeannie?
No, they did. It was, Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell. And it was like, I don't know, probably just over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares about that?
I guess on the heels of WandaVision, they were like, yeah, we're going to try to milk that cash cow,
Yeah,
which I can relate.
That's exactly what it was.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. So DC movie news. I've broken down an entire little subcategory of the podcast. We got about 51 minutes. We're going to bang through some of these so that we can get on to your topics, because I checked the Patreon right before I started, and you guys have got some great stuff that we're going to touch on. So in the world of DC movie news, there is some major casting coming out of the Black Adam film, and Pierce Brosnan, former 007 James Bond himself, is playing the DC hero Dr. Fate opposite Dwayne Johnson. How does that hit you, Caleb?
I think that's actually really good casting.
I like him a lot.
I like him a lot. I think that's very interesting. He's a solid actor. I think it's good casting. I actually like it.
Do you know anything about the character other than his costume?
No, nothing about him.
Yeah,
I'm not I don't know much about DC characters besides like the big ones.
I feel like he's like a Doctor Strange-esque character.
That's kind of my interpretation of him. I have nothing to base that on but his look.
Yeah, maybe that's just like for the most layman, like just as broadly as possible, he reminds me of that. But apparently he's a member of the Justice Society, which was the precursor to the Justice League, and takes a familial and multi-generational approach to heroics. We've got other actors that are playing in this as well, like Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. I'm not sure who that is. I think he was from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We've got Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher. Again, don't know who that is. Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone. I don't know.
Atom Smasher is a great porn name, by the way.
Oh, yeah, dude. You just kind of lean into where you, like, enunciate, and it goes from, like, I'm an Atom Smasher to, no, I'm Atom Smasher.
Smasher, yeah.
Yeah. Release the Ayer cut. We've seen a little bit about that. Maybe we'll come back around to that. That's
it's never happening. I would love to see it, but it's not happening.
I wouldn't mind seeing it either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you though, Caleb. Pierce Brosnan, very good. I am been curious about this movie for a very long time. I feel like Dwayne Johnson signed up to be a part of this project back in like 2016.
Do you like Dwayne Johnson as an actor?
I like Dwayne Johnson.
That's not what I asked. I think he seems like an awesome guy. Do you like him as an actor?
No, I mean he's not a very good actor, but he is. Yeah, his energy, his whole like presence is enjoyable enough to me that even though he's not that good, I still usually like him in movies.
I like him, but I don't think I've really ever liked a single film of his.
You've never liked a single film of his?
Not that I can think of.
Did you ever see Walking Tall?
I didn't see Walking Tall.
That one's all right.
I've only seen his like big blockbuster ones.
That one's all right. It's not great by any means. And then there was The Rundown with Stifler in it, which was all right.
Yeah, I then like the Fast and Furious. I didn't like Jumanji.
What about Rampage?
Didn't see Rampage. Didn't
awful.
like the G.I. Joe.
What was the skyscraper one where there's like the burning building?
What's the one? It's an interesting film. I need to go back and watch it. It's just interesting. Southland Tales. It's interesting.
I haven't seen that, and I meant to because it's the director of Donnie Darko, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's some things I really, really like about it. There's some things that were very like on the nose with what we've turned into now. You know, like there's like porn stars who's selling energy drinks to people, and like almost like everyone has like a social media name. You know, it's not great, but it's interesting. That's probably the best way to describe it.
I am curious enough that I definitely want to check it out. There are some people asking how we felt about the Snyder Cut. McLovin, we do have a very long form review on it on the channel. We did a live stream last Saturday. However, just cliff note, or also you can watch Holden's video on Sunday where you'll get even more of my thoughts along with the rest of the gang. And to just basically broadly say, I dig it. It's a fucking mess of a movie, and it's got some really cool stuff in it.
Yeah, it's moderately good to me. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, there are definitely some
I
things
have
to
a
like about
feeling
it.
I'm hoping I go back and I like it more, but honestly, I feel like for me, it's a movie as it ages, my score will probably go down on it.
Did you see Moana?
No, no,
Okay.
I don't watch any of the Disney movies.
That's Dwayne
I'm
Johnson.
I'm sure I'll watch them as my daughter gets older, but right now I don't.
That's one of my favorites. I think you knew that. I actually did a debate against Ian the other day. It was what's the best animated Disney movie. He picked Lion King, and I picked Moana. So if that speaks
Which
to how much I like
is
it.
is Incredibles Disney or is it just Pixar? Incredibles is Disney, right? Because that would be my go-to.
No,
Oh no,
that's
best Disney animated movie.
uh-huh.
Fox and the Hound.
Oh, come on, dude.
What's come on about that?
I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just nobody talking about the Fox and the Hound. And not that that's the seal of quality, but where did you even pull that from? You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's because have you watched Fox and the Hound in a while?
Nah, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's one of the few things that actually talks about something. Like it talks about racism and everything. It's actually one of the more interesting films.
Keep your politics out of my movies, bro. Oh God. Oh man, what's up with all these meanings about stuff? The Rock is the Huckleberry Hound of Hollywood. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's some good shit. All right. Yeah, I dig it. I'm curious about it, but no, to your question, I don't think Dwayne The Rock Johnson has like the ability to disappear into a role because he is just so huge and so
He's just The Rock.
yeah.
Yeah. He seems like a super cool dude, and I think he's very charming and very likable. I just don't like any of his movies.
Random Andy's channel coming through with the $2 super clutch. Caleb, you're wrong. It's Tangled that is the best.
I've actually never seen Tangled.
It's all right. I think he's joking though, but it is good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like my knowledge of Disney animated films is like very low.
Oh man, I am so big of a fan of those in particular, but I think it's a Florida thing again. It's like I grew up going to all those theme parks and stuff. I love them, but my wife, when she and I first started dating, she's like, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to go see that. And then eventually, like, I just fucking bored her into submission, I suppose.
With the Disney films?
Yes.
Yeah, no, my wife will not watch kids films. She's like, no, I'm an adult. I don't need to watch kids movies.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's how Victoria is. And I'm like, but, we can still embrace our inner child. And she's like, stop sucking your thumb. And I'm like, stop telling me how to live. So you know who Ron Livingston is?
Yeah.
He's just like generic dude.
Mm-hmm. Let me make sure. He's from Band of Brothers, right?
Yes.
Guy,
Yes.
Office Space.
Yes. Random Andy's channel, $2. Thank you very much. So if I just keep misrepresenting your words, he says, "Excuse me, I ain't joking. Tangled is the best." All right, I dig it. I thought it was good. I like Mandy more also. Those things are related, Caleb. She's the voice actor.
I've kind of put the dots together.
So Flash enlists Ron Livingston to replace Billy Crudup's role as Flash's father. No more Dr. Manhattan. Now we get dude from Sex and the City.
I think Dr. Manhattan's a little more interesting. I think he's probably a better actor, but
yeah,
I think it's not a role that I'm like super invested in.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's like, I did like Billy Crudup.
I like him as an actor.
I thought he was good in what we just watched. His scene in the jail where he's like, my son is got his foot in the door or whatever. I was like, I thought it was a good little performance, but
I agree
that we're not getting more. Well, maybe we are. I don't fucking know what Flashpoint's going to look like. But like you said, it's not a huge role. To me, it's almost like, casting Lawrence Fishburne to play a dude at the Daily Bugle,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a small role. It's not something that it's not one of those things that I'm going to be like, oh my God, upset about. I mean, I'm not watching Flashpoint anyway, so.
You think he's going to get fucking shredded out like J.K. Simmons?
Just every character.
Long Matey 80. $5 super chat. Try again, Andy. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse beats Tangled. Well, I mean, yes, but not fair because one is not Disney movies.
Disney.
But thank you very much for the super chat, and that is a kick-ass movie. Definitely a big fan of that one.
It's all right.
I just want the Batman and Joker story that goes along Flashpoint. Caleb?
That's right where I am. I just want a post-apocalyptic Batman Wasteland, Joker Wasteland movie. Just give me that.
Wait. All right. Isn't Thomas Wayne Batman and Flashpoint?
Oh, you're right.
And the Joker is
you're right. It's
the girl. Martha, it's who?
Isn't it Martha? Or who is it? God, it's been.
I don't know.
I've never read it.
I don't know. I think it's what you said though. I think it's maybe it's not Martha Wayne, but it's like it's a woman. I can't remember who it is.
I think it is.
Random Andy's channel, $2 super chat. Long matey, we were talking Disney.
Yeah, it is Martha. It is Martha Wayne. Okay, I thought that's what it was.
That's so interesting.
That's so cool. And could you imagine the original casting? I cannot think of his name, but the guy who plays
Jeffrey Dean Morgan and hot ass. What's her name?
Both of them from Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That for both of those roles. Imagine him as a badass evil Batman.
That would be dope. That would be super
Dude,
dope.
incredible.
What's her name? Maggie's what her name is on The Walking Dead. She's a babe, whatever her name is. She was the mom on The Boy or whatever, or the babysitter on The Boy. Patrick Stewart, $4.99 super chat. Original Disney Robin Hood with the foxes. Oodalali. I know that's a song. I can't remember it right now. Thank you very much, Patrick Stewart.
King of the Hill says we're both wrong. Big Hero 6 is the best animated movie, and it's from Disney. No kids movie depicted depression so well. I actually really like Big Hero 6. It's actually a really good movie.
It's a really good
I saw that
call.
movie in theaters. It's one of the few Disney animated films I saw in theaters, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Patrick Stewart. Long Matey 80, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. And you guys are just arguing among each other too. It's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate it. He says, "Fine, Andy. Toy Story still beats Tangled." Going back to the Pixar rules there, man, you guys are the best. Thank you very much. And King of the Hills 34, yeah, like Caleb just now said, thank you for the super chat. And Big Hero 6 is awesome. Mom on the Boy, Jeremy 2021. Yeah, she's not even the mom either. She's just a babysitter, but I'll take that. The only one winning this Disney argument is Jeremy's wallet. Yeah, coming up big time. You guys are awesome though. Thank you. All right. I don't know who a lot of the casting news for these DC roles are. I thought Ron Livingston was somebody who I at least recognized, and when I first saw him, I was like, "Oh, what? Mark Duplass is playing Flash's dad." It's like the same dude.
It is. I can totally see, now that you said that, I can totally see them. They're pretty much the same person.
Yeah.
Maybe they really are, and they're just doubling up roles.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be the wiser. I think if we put a picture of them side by side, nobody'd be able to tell you which one was which.
No, I got to pull up him now because in my head, now I'm just picturing Ron Livingston. Let me see.
They probably don't look anything alike. They're just generic white dudes. That's probably all it's going to boil down to.
They don't look super alike, but they could I can see similar. Like they could play brothers and I'd believe it.
They were together in Tully, so they're definitely not the same person.
Maybe they are. Maybe he just doubled up the role and got a double paycheck.
Yeah, that's actually also very valid. I mean, it's not like we've never seen Tom Hardy play his own twin brother before.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Random Andy's channel, $5 super chat. Long Matey. Oh, we fighting? Oh, okay, I'm going to win this. Toy Story is great, but it doesn't have Rapunzel and the song When I See the Light. Take that, bro. I don't remember any of the songs from Tangled, but I do remember liking it. I feel like it was another one of the Disney movies. They all do it where they turn the animal into a dog. Like the horse is a dog.
That's everything. Well, here's what they turn every animal into a dog, and then every animal also into a person as well.
Long Matey 80, $5 super chat. Andy, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Just saying.
I actually like the Toy Story movies. I never saw 4, but I like the first 3. They're good.
Yeah, the fourth one's very good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's one of those ones I just never. I don't know. It's just I don't go. I will catch them if someone like really makes me watch them, but I
Yeah.
don't go out of my way to watch them.
Yeah, I felt like the fourth Toy Story was the most unnecessary movie probably that was ever made, because part 3 is just such a perfect ending, and you can be like, oh,
I
Toy
agree.
Story is one of the best trilogies ever, but nope. Nope.
Yeah. No, I love the third Toy Story. I thought it was a perfect ending to it, and maybe that's part of the reason I haven't seen the fourth, but I need to.
So another huge DC casting news, and I think this one is even bigger than the Pierce Brosnan. There's a Shazam sequel coming out, and they've cast their villain. And you probably wouldn't guess right off the bat that it's Helen Mirren, but Helen Mirren is the shit, dude.
Helen Mirren. Why can I not think who?
She
Helen
was in
Mirren?
Red. She was in Caligula. She's the Dame Helen Mirren. She was in what was the one where she played the
Oh,
Queen?
Helen Mirren's. Yeah, no, Helen Mirren's awesome.
She's a G, dude, for sure. And
Yeah.
she's joining the DCEU for Shazam: Fury of the Gods. She's going to play villain Hespera, the daughter of Atlas, in the sequel to the 2019 film. She joins fellow franchise newcomer Rachel Zegler, the star of Steven Spielberg's upcoming West Side Story. Sources say Mirren and Zegler will play sisters who both may or may not be of ill intent. The sequel once again stars Zachary Levi as the adult version of teenager Billy Batson, played by Asher Angel, who transforms into a superhero. David F. Sandberg is going to return to direct from a script based on Henry Gayden's screenplay, and I don't know that you and I have ever really talked about Shazam. Caleb, did you see it?
No, didn't see it.
You guys light up the live chat. Let us know what you thought about the Shazam movie. Random Andy's channel, $5 super chat. Long matey. Oh, well, we didn't have the bright festive animation that Tangle does, and it doesn't have the character Flynn. Oh, gives the smolder. Yeah, he does give the smolder. That shit's funny. I forgot. Dude, Tangle's good. I need to go back and rewatch it. But, so Caleb, obviously, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam is the main antagonist of Shazam in the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's even a Shazam and Black Adam comic book series. I like Zachary Levi a lot. I think he was really good as that character. And you liked him in Chuck, right?
I never saw Chuck, but I've seen like episodes here or there.
Okay. I don't know where I'm getting it. Like, there's this other person who may not exist, and I just imposed my
It's my like Mark Duplass. It's like the same
Yes.
generic white guy. It's another generic white guy with a beard that you talk to.
Yes, I think that's actually right. I liked it. I think that it was very slight. I don't know a better word to use for it. It was like inoffensive, entertaining, very digestible movie that didn't exactly it didn't blow me away. I just think it was really well received because on the heels of so many dour superhero movies, it was just goofy and fun.
Yeah, that's why I never saw it. You described everything I hate. Like I hate easily digestible, just kind of fun romp things. They just don't work for me.
I don't see you liking Shazam very much. It's very much like a family movie that is actually really good for Christmas. So maybe I'm starting to see a time that you could enjoy it. Maybe when the little girl gets a little bit older and it's Christmas time.
Well, and that's the only time I watch like heartfelt films is around Christmas, because then I turn into like complete softy.
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good, and I am very curious to see what they do with the sequel, especially as they try to kind of build towards this reunion or this face-off of these two characters. But I don't know. I feel like right now we're just at this interesting time where Warner Brothers is got the element of surprise on their side, where I don't really have any expectations because they're so all over the place as far as tone and delivery and everything, and that's kind of cool.
That's one thing I do like. As much as a mess it is, I do like that there's a billion different tones. Like Shazam, and I know Joker is a part of the DCEU technically, but it's still a DC film. You got Joker, you got Snyder Cut, you got Shazam, you got like everything feels so different, which is interesting.
Yes. Yes. Hey, what's up, Ben Johnston? How you doing, bud? You were talking about something at the very beginning of the podcast that I didn't weigh in on. Oh yeah, no, I did weigh in on it. We talked a little bit about Neon Demon, and I was going to ask you if you saw Only God Forgives.
Yeah, I didn't care for Only God Forgives. Beautiful film, but it was not weird enough to make it interesting, and not like technically as interesting, and it just kind of ended up being a boring film to me.
It is a little bit boring, but yeah, it got by on the weirdness to me. So this came up earlier. I believe it was Brad that mentioned it, and he's no longer with us in the chat, as in he's still with us.
No longer with us.
But the Batman has wrapped principal photography as of about 2 weeks ago. So now
I know, and I was proven wrong. I was like, this is not, we're never going to see it. I thought it was going to just be in development hell forever until it was canceled.
I would not have been surprised at the point that you said that. I was like, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm wrong. Even though the first trailer I wasn't that excited about like everybody else was, I do really like the casting and I like the director. So
I fucking loved that first trailer. I mean, I know everybody was going crazy about it. I feel like for good reason, because the use of Something in the Way by Nirvana in the trailer was really, I mean, you're instantly going to get a little bit of my good graces by a good song selection in the trailer, and I really like the tone of it. The first fucking shot you see is this dude with his head like duct taped around where he'd been suffocated. It's definitely a dark take on the character.
it's definitely a trailer you can watch in a sewer while you break bottles. That's the type of trailer it is. It's a little emo-y for my taste, the trailer was.
Dude, and yeah, when he's like wrecking that bad guy at the end, just fucking pummeling his face, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be like a mentally unstable Batman.
I think it's going to be good. I really do. Like, I didn't like the trailer, but I do think it's going to be a good film.
What do you think about, okay, let's just say that everything went perfectly in the shooting of the film. Like, as far as getting good takes, they've got all of the footage that they need. Is it still at a point where it could go either way and be really, really good or really bad, just depending on what happens in post-production?
I mean, it's always a possibility. I think, if anything, it's probably just going to be mediocre. I don't think it's going to be the best Batman. I don't think it's going to be the worst, but I think it's going to be good.
You like Matt Reeves though, right?
I love Matt Reeves.
Yeah, me too. He's really good.
Love Matt Reeves. Love I don't know why I'm drawing blank, the main character, the actor.
Pattinson.
Pattinson's great. You know, like
Zoe Kravitz is great.
Like it's an incredible cast. It really is an incredible director. So I think it's going to be good. I'm hoping it's great, but I never go into these hoping they're going to be great. I used to go to comic book movies that way, and then it ends up hurting the experience.
Yeah.
It's better to just go in and go, hey, I'm going to get an okay, fun movie. And then if you get more than that, great.
Yes. Yeah, you'll never be let down if your expectations are not, super high. Just assume everything's going to be all right, and then you'll usually be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. 100. That's why I try to with certain types of movies. I do let myself buy into the hype of other types of movies, but it's one of those things that I was just like, no, I'm not gonna let myself get too hyped. Also, I've just seen Batman so much to where I'm not craving more Batman personally.
I understand that. I get it. I mean, he's one of the most adapted characters. It's like Spider-Man. Like,
yeah,
we've got so much of it over time that it's like, it's almost like, isn't this too soon? And then from there, we'll either like it or dislike it. But I'm looking at Matthew Reeves' credits right now, and he really doesn't have the body of work. He doesn't have much.
No, but they're all good.
They're all good. Yeah, he's got Cloverfield, Let Me In, Dawn, and War of the Planet of the Apes. So 4 films, and I feel like if he continues on, especially at the average that he's at right now, he has the potential to be one of our, great directors.
I 100% agree with that. Like, his directing's good. I know he writes too, a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I really like. So what was he directed? He directed War, Dawn, Let Me In, Cloverfield, and then a bunch of
TV stuff.
episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Longmatey80 coming through with the $10 super chat. Thank you very much, dude. I really do appreciate it. He says, Andy, how many Tangleds are there? Oh, that's right. Just the one. Toy Story spun off not one, not two, but 4 sequels. Why? Because people think it's a better movie than Tangled. Longmatey80 drops mic. Boom. Well done. Well done. Derek Benson, $2.99 super chat. Keep those expectations low, everyone. Haha. That's what I remind every single person that stops by to check out the live stream, as well as my wife every night before we make love. So
just keep it low.
Oh shit. What's up? Oh man, I don't want to screw this up. Ibrahima. I'm sure that wasn't much better. Welcome to the chat. I'm glad you stopped by to check this out. Only for me to unintentionally screw up your name. Oh, hello, Matt Milf Gang. Milf Gang in the chat. Oh, is Matt in here? Oh, there he is. What up, Matt Lane Fitness? Milf action in the house. Oh, man. Yeah, so we're having good conversations in here about, well, you missed the sewer lady talk. We'll have to circle back around to that.
Do you think, though, people are going to give Pattinson they're going to write him off before? Like, I'm not talking like people like us or people who listen to a show like this, but do you think your average moviegoer is really going to give Pattinson a shot, or are they going to write him off before they even see the thing? They did that with Ben Affleck. They were like, oh, Ben Affleck, I don't want to see him as Batman, you know? Do you think your average person's going to do that with Pattinson?
I might fall on the other side of the spectrum on this, in that I feel like the people who were the most aggro towards Heath Ledger, Ben Affleck, even Michael Keaton back in the day, I think it was the fans that were the most frustrated or not into the idea of the casting. And I feel like that Pattinson has earned himself a little bit more goodwill over the last couple of years, thanks to being in movies like The Lighthouse in particular. There was the one...
He has, I think, for you, me, and like I said, people listen to this. When I can say, just like people at work, when we were still in the office and all that, when he got announced as Batman, everyone was like, Twilight Batman?
Yes.
Twilight Man.
You're right.
I just hope they truly give him a shot, because he is an incredible actor.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a different situation than those others that I mentioned because of exactly what you said. So I could see not film fans, but just casual audiences being like, yeah, the Twilight guy, that would be their frame of reference. What about you? Like, not your personal opinion, but do you think that people are going to be just like write him off beforehand?
Yeah, I do. I think he has a huge hill to climb.
Is it going to affect box office?
Is it what?
Is it going to affect the box office?
No, I think it's Batman. I think it's just Batman, carries so much.
Yeah. I
mean, even if you look at like Batman versus Superman, I think the problem with it was its budget, not what it actually made,
Yes. Random Andy's channel, $10 super chat. Longmatey, you want to know why there is one Tangled? Because it was such a great story that it only needed one to have a movie where Toy Story had to keep going to milk that cash with the stories. Boom. Another good one. Man.
It is making me want to see Tangled now. I actually kind of want to check out Tangled to see, because I've seen Toy Story.
Yeah, I mean, it's making me enthusiastically want to watch it again, so I'm all for it. Would you guys stop making fun of my pronunciations? Oh, good, good.
Matt Lane Fitness agrees with me. He says, I feel like they've already written him off. I think so, too.
Yeah, I think he has potential, though, in a way that few others have. Ben Affleck's a fantastic actor, actually. I look at movies like... Gone Girl and Argo, and he's very, very good. Michael Keaton, did he have any like really strong performances?
before then, no, he was another person that the casting was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He was the original Outrage casting.
Dude, if that would have happened now, people would have lost their mind.
Yes.
You know? That's why I always tell people to give people a chance. This could be a net positive for Pattinson, though, because people could go in going, oh, you know, people who don't watch more indie films and stuff like that could go in and go, oh man, you know, we got to watch Twilight Batman and go, oh man, this guy can act. So I'm hoping that's the outcome, is people are like, oh, he actually can act.
I feel like, you know, with Ledger, there was the whole, oh, the Knight's Tale guy is playing the Joker. He's a teen heartthrob, and then he ended up, you know, becoming, among those very same people who were critical, he ended up becoming like the quintessential performance, you know?
Mm-hmm. Patrick McCabe brought up a good point. Heath Ledger, that was the Outrage casting.
Mm-hmm. Motherfucker, that's what I was just now talking about.
Oh, sorry.
You're sitting here reading the chat, and I'm saying the exact same shit.
I can't multitask.
All right. Let's just sit here in silence for a little bit.
We'll just sit here and read the chats. That's what we'll do. It's very distracting. This is why I can't multitask.
Brad Fedek, $10 super chat. I'm back. Welcome back. Let's see. Knight's Tale needs to be redone as an 8-episode series or something. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Knight's Tale?
Uh-huh.
I remember when it came out, people loved it. I remember being a grumpy teenager who was just like, this movie's horrible, but I was a teenager. It could be great. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm excited about this Batman movie. I can't wait to see what it ends up being, and I do have faith in Matt Reeves. If this ends up being a good film, then Matt Reeves is literally batting 5 for 5.
Yeah, I mean, he literally hasn't made a bad movie.
No. And in fact, those Planet of the Apes movies are freaking...
He only did the last two, right? The
yes.
first one was...
Wyatt.
First one.
Something Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell? No, that's Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt.
But anyway, I'm sure we have more stories. What other stuff we got?
All right. Well, all right. Let's see. Marvel news. Marvel movie news. So the Phase 4 release dates have changed substantially over the last couple of months. And a lot of things probably aren't going to be too dramatically affected. However, it's possible that some of these shifts are going to affect the way that the story plays out, because as with Marvel's historical ways of kind of, you know, starting at a beginning and building towards something big, when you have to rearrange some of those moving parts, it, you know, could jeopardize the narrative flow and that natural kind of building. And one of the things that's happened so far, the only thing that's happened so far, is that Falcon and the Winter Soldier were supposed to be released before WandaVision. And I feel that that's been a huge detriment to Falcon and Winter Soldier, because people like it, but it's not like making people's heads explode like WandaVision did. So it feels like a step back.
It from the looks of it, I haven't watched it, but it just looks like very standard Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people with WandaVision, correct me if I'm wrong, even though that it was interesting because it was different after so long of kind of the same thing. It was just kind of, I do think it reinvigorated something in the Marvel universe. I mean, it got me to even watch.
Yep.
You know, there was something about it going, oh, what's this new weird thing?
So Black Widow was supposed to have been out already. However, Black Widow is like a prequel, obviously.
Okay.
So it's hard to say how much that's going to affect the timeline. But right now, the original, who cares about the original? We'll get to what it actually is now. The new Phase 4 release dates. WandaVision already happened, January 15th. Falcon and Winter Soldier started March 19th. Loki starts June 11th. Black Widow, July 9th. And Black Widow is going to be premiering on both Disney Plus and theatrical release. And then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in September. Eternals, November. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in March. Thor, Love and Thunder in May. Black Panther 2 in July, Captain Marvel 2 in November of 2022. So, I mean, there's a huge roster of movies that are up and coming. And when you said that Falcon and Winter Soldier is just kind of typical Marvel, I feel like it's very true to the spirit of Winter Soldier and Civil War. So while it is conventional Marvel, it's the very terrestrial side of Marvel, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's what it looked like. It looked like that. It looked like Winter Soldier from the trailer I saw.
And I've only seen the one episode. I'm actually going to watch the second episode.
Is that all that's out?
Yes.
Is one? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it was good. I really enjoyed the first episode. It is just more, it feels like watching a late 80s, early 1990s action movie. And in a way, I kind of appreciate that because it's not something the market's super full of.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, that's something that there's not a lot of right now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say I'm like a big fan of that genre as it is, but I do like what they're doing over there. I've talked to several people who seem to me to be a little bit disappointed, but you just can't compare. I mean, I guess you have to compare, but WandaVision is so different from the other that I just feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier would have eased everybody back into the Marvel thing, and then we would have got hit with WandaVision, and everybody would have been even more, surprised by it. And I think that would have done good for them. I feel like kind of going this way is going to be a challenge. But when you hear titles like a Black Widow origin movie, or a movie like The Eternals, where you know there's like this huge group team of characters or whatever, like, does one of them sound more appealing to you than the other? And do you feel like a movie like Black Widow is just kind of anticlimactic compared to these huge things?
For me, I would rather take a solo film, unless like Eternals, they did all these others to build up to it, you know. I would rather take it because one of my problems with team up films is they're just the lack of character development. So for me, Black Widow's way more appealing. But I think if you're probably an MCU fan, after going all these individual films building up to essentially, 3-hour action scenes.
Yes.
I don't know if this will be anticlimactic.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, obviously going to be a very psychedelic, very experimental, I imagine, because Sam Raimi is directing it. Does Sam Raimi kind of returning to both the worlds of superhero movies and then also infusing horror aspects into it, does that excite you outside of the realm of just being a Marvel movie, or do you feel like it's going to just be a Marvel movie?
It's just going to be a Marvel movie. I mean, so Sam Raimi, to me, his Spider-Man was just a Spider-Man movie. Like, I know people like it, but it's not like anything like super different or weird. It's a blockbuster.
Yeah, Sam Raimi is not somebody that I put in the pantheon of like great filmmakers. I know Holden would completely riot for hearing me say that because he loves them, and I understand why. I love those first two Spider-Man movies. I love Army of Darkness. I like Evil Dead 2 pretty good, and that's all. Like those are the only Sam Raimi movies I like.
For me, it's Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, obviously, and then I like Spider-Man 2. What else has he done? But I think that's probably it.
He did Darkman.
Did he direct it? I knew he wrote it.
I think he directed it, and I think he didn't do Blood Simple. That was the Coen brothers, but he did A Simple Plan with Billy Bob Thornton. That was actually really fucking good. That one was good.
He did, and then he did. I actually like Drag Me to Hell. Is it good?
Oh yeah, no, I forgot about that.
I do like Drag Me to Hell.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna actually cut that part of the podcast out and post. That way Holden doesn't have to hear me besmirching his his favorite filmmaker. No, he's good, man. He's good.
I actually respect that because I don't know a lot of people whose favorite filmmaker is Sam Raimi. So I think that's actually cool.
Yeah, I know. No, for sure. Derek said, "Do you hear that? That's Holden unsubscribing." Yeah, I'm excited by the prospect of Sam Raimi doing a Marvel film, though, because I do feel that he is one of the few people, like, to me, he's in that Joss Whedon, Zack Snyder, who were the other ones that have kind of like kickstarted this whole movement. I guess those are the two big ones, you know, like they shepherded in this era of superheroes. I guess you could say Tim Burton maybe because he did the first two Batman movies, but
yeah, I personally would say Sam Raimi is the birth of the modern superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like that's those Spider-Man films, they're not that far off from an MCU film. They really aren't. You know, and I feel like he kind of set that whimsical. It's kind of what I always say. I always say MCU turned every character into Spider-Man. It's that tone, and it's all based on those films.
Have you noticed looking at the video and playback that it's like we're sharing a wall?
Oh, it does look like we're sharing a wall. It's
kind of
almost
crazy.
Looks like we're in the same room.
Woot, woot. No. All right. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch over. We're going to go ahead and switch gears, and we're going to start taking some Patreon questions from you guys. If you want to have a topic submitted on an upcoming episode of the Movies Are Terrible Live podcast right here on YouTube every Thursday at 6 p.m. CST, all you got to do is head over to the Movies Are Terrible Patreon page, take a look at the tiers, decide which one is right for you, and any Patreon at any level is able to submit topics every week so that we can discuss them on the show. And you guys came with some really good shit this time. Looking forward to being able to discuss it. I just got to open a browser. Need to open another browser. Browsers everywhere. All right. What's going on in here? McLovin is out. Good. Thank you for coming by, dude. Good to hear from you. Always a pleasure.
See you, McLovin.
We're gonna have to burn through them. Sorry. Feel like I got caught on some randoms.
We always derail everything.
So Mark McKeever says that there is a Suicide Squad Red Band trailer that's going to be released tomorrow. Stay tuned, Mark. I'll probably do a video for that. Patrick Stewart, can we talk about the fact that Matthew McConaughey has a new YouTube channel and messaged Holden to contact him? I mean, I had no idea. What?
That's super cool.
Why the fuck didn't Holden message me about that? Hold up. Matthew, I don't know how you spell that last name. It's a lot of McConaughey. That's wrong.
You just spell it H-E-Y.
Yeah. Messaged you. We'll see if I get a message back from him in a minute. That's fucking wild, dude.
That's super cool.
Yeah. All right. Mark McKeever, Helen Mirren, and Pierce Brosnan cast in DCEU movies. We did touch on that a little bit. Scott Pilgrim versus the World re-release.
Yeah, I saw this. I heard that they said it was a new enhanced version. What does that mean? Is it just like a remaster?
Yeah, it says that they're doing a Dolby Atmos re-release, so that means it's going to have a badass audio mix, and I'm here for it. You like Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Never saw it.
Really?
It seems like one that I actually probably would love, just from knowing my taste, but I just never saw it.
Knowing you, I could see it go either way. I would have thought, up until now, I would have thought you loved that movie, but now that I know you haven't seen it, going back and watching it with the hindsight of knowing how much people like it, you might not.
I do love Edgar Wright though, because he directed it, right?
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. It's so cool and so funny. Jeremy, you gullible dick, fact check it first. I did. That's what I was doing. I was calling the source, Matt. Get off my fucking case. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. It's in the comment. I left a comment on McConaughey's new video and found Holden in comments, replied to Holden, and saw McConaughey had replied to Holden, asking him to contact him on WhatsApp. Matt, are we buying this, dude? Are y'all fucking with me?
Yeah, we need to follow up next week. I need to know what happened.
Seriously, that's wild, bro. Yeah, Patrick says seriously at Matt Lane Fitness. Go check it out. Maybe Holden doesn't know it yet. That's crazy. I mean, to be fair, though, Matthew McConaughey is like C-list. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows who Matthew McConaughey is.
Oh, yeah, he's so C-list.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. That is crazy. Holy shit. Hopefully he'll get back with me in a minute, because yeah, I can bring him on. Like, he's gonna fucking text me back in the next 30 minutes. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So let's see. Disney's final movie release schedule. Oh, okay. We'll circle back around to this another time just because of that. Jamie Foxx cast as Mike Tyson. Fuck yeah.
Is this a drama about Mike Tyson's life?
It's Anton Fuqua and Martin Scorsese.
So it sounds like a drama.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. I'm gonna.
Do you want to see a drama about Mike Tyson's life?
I want to. Fuck yeah, dude.
Really? I just don't. It's something. I want to watch a comedy about Mike Tyson's life. That sounds incredible.
Jamie Foxx will be playing boxing great Mike Tyson in a new biographical limited series. The series, titled simply Tyson, is not currently set up at a network or streaming service, but will no doubt find one quickly. Yeah, no shit. Antoine Fuqua is on board to direct and executive produce, with Martin Scorsese also producing. Yeah, I mean, this is everything I love. I'm fucking so in on that. That sounds awesome to me.
So as someone who just binged watched the entire Mike Tyson mysteries, and I'm thinking about rewatching it because it's hilarious.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. Like, Mike Tyson, the person, is hilarious to me. He's just like a crazy person. I don't know if I need to see like a serious interpretation of his life.
You've got the Mike Tyson mysteries as the comedy side of it, because that is great. I fucking love that. I listen to his podcast. I think I'm just a big Mike Tyson fan.
I listened to the other day just when Dana White was on it. That was the only time I listened to it.
He's a interesting dude, and he's kind of found a neat like late stage redemption, because for a long time he was very much a villain, you know?
100%. Like, that, talk about someone who has completely done a 180 on his like public perception. Even with me, like, I was one of those people who used to just be like, no, I don't like Mike Tyson, and I think he's funny. I do, you know. I think he's had a great redemption arc.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey has a channel, but it's not new. Made in 2013. Still searching for other details. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. We have top men on it. Top men. Until he starts talking scary. Yeah. Mike Tyson is such a interesting character, indeed. This is sad. I didn't realize this. Jessica Walters from Archer and Arrested Development passed away.
Oh, that sucks.
R.I.P. Yeah, she was great.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good bitch as Lucille Bluth.
So I just want to see Teddy Atlas in the Mike Tyson movie. Who would they get to play Teddy Atlas?
Let's see who looks like him. Brendan Gleeson.
Gleeson, who's that? Brendan, let me search Gleeson.
I think that's right.
I could see that, like, as the older version of him.
Yeah, that's the dude.
So, totally on a thing. Is Teddy Atlas, is that who Teddy in Bob's Burgers is based on? It has to be, right?
Oh, shit.
He talks exactly like him.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
And his name's Teddy. Teddy Atlas's podcast is amazing. Talking about another podcast. It's great.
I didn't know that existed. I will definitely
incredible.
Check that
he
out.
talks about MMA a lot now, and people got mad about it because he doesn't just talk boxing, but it's all incredible.
Huh. When Matt is doing research, shit got real. Yeah, sorry. I'm stuck up in the chat still. Turning my head back over to the topics. Random Andy's channel. That awkward moment when everybody was fooled by that early April Fool's joke for MoviePass's so-called comeback, only to find out that when you go to the website, it says this website was made with around $20 with no purpose except to only fool friends. It was tweeted out by a Twitter user who we have no affiliation with, and the media picked it up from there. Some articles claim this was an official MoviePass website, which was completely fabricated by those journalists. Talk about awkward.
That just shows you how much digging journalists do.
Yes. That shows you the like efficacy of modern journalism.
Yeah, it's way, you see this way more with like it's serious stuff that gets repeated, and then comes out like 3 days later. It's like, no, this is not true.
I love that they essentially set a trap to and inadvertently just proved how irresponsible journalists are.
No, yeah, no, literally someone just needs to tweet something and it can go viral with the people who are supposed to fact check.
Found the video and comment that Matthew McConaughey isn't real because that profile that commented has 0 subscribers. Holden is tripping out right now too. I'll be like, yeah, dude, sorry to burst your bubble. It was just didn't fact check. That's the integrity of my journalism.
Yeah. Our great journalistic podcast.
Oh, shit. Well, I think that about wraps it up, man. I feel like we've talked about a lot of different things and really circles back around to, it was like we didn't talk about anything at all.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's we talk about nothing and everything all at the same time.
You got anything exciting coming up this week?
Literally nothing that I can think of. I'm going to try to just binge watch a couple movies. Like I said, I am going to record at least one episode of Caleb's Movie Corner, and that's about it.
I am going to do a little bit of movie watching myself this weekend. Hopefully record another episode of the Terrible Watch-Alongs. Right now, I've got one that's being published on Monday. It's The Ginger Dead Man, where Gary Busey does the performance for a killer, maniacal gingerbread man. And Caleb, I think that Full Moon Features is going to eventually see what I'm doing, and they've got to at least, even if they don't say anything, they're going to appreciate it because nobody's talked about Full Moon Entertainment since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, as I said, Full Moon Entertainment, I didn't even know they were making anything.
Yeah, dude. I feel like I have dug them up out of the ground. Full Moon, thank me later. I'm saying eventually you guys are going to be huge. King of the Hills.
I mean, in all fairness, you probably have as many followers as Full Moon Entertainment does.
I think that's fair. I think that's probably a fair estimate. King of the Hills 34, $1.99 super chat. Can we raid the controversy if he's still going? Dude, I would love it. I would highly appreciate it, and I'm sure he would too. So if they are still streaming, I would love to see you guys over there. I'll stop in and say what's up real quick. Random Andy's channel, $5 super chat. Just want to point out Long Matey didn't respond, so I won that debate. Tangled for life, baby. Boom. Oh, what's this? Long Matey 80 with the $5 super chat. Andy, I dropped the mic. I just picked it back up and plugged it back in to tell you Toy Story better than Tangled. Man, that was fun. Let's see. Somebody time out Patrick. All right. Well, thank you guys all very much for stopping by and hanging out. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, if you already are, you're the best. Thank you very much for your continued support. Every single Thursday at 6 p.m. CST, you can find us right here live on YouTube. Also, 92.3 every Saturday afternoon for Let's Go Pensacola. Make sure you're checking out the My Friend Watch a series. Momentum Media is where we do real debates every week, and me and Caleb have one coming up. I believe it's tomorrow.
I believe it is tomorrow.
Like you're going to fucking watch it anyways.
I am going to watch it.
Yeah, all right, sure.
If you remind me to watch it, I will 100% watch.
Random Andy's channel, $2 super chat. Just because you dropped the mic means crap. Derek Benson with the $4.99. I'm off to get some Chick-fil-A. Thanks for the great live. Thank you very much. And you enjoy that Chick-fil-A, dude, because their freaking fried chicken and their customer service, impeccable. Some of the best fucking fresh.
Yeah.
They're great, right?
Yep. Their customer service is incredible.
It's so good. It's so good. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Matt, I really appreciate you stopping by to hang out for a little bit. If you guys have any ideas for content that you would like to see on upcoming videos, thoughts for movies you'd like me to watch, leave all that down in the comments section. Also, we are available on all your podcast streaming services and platforms. I'm trying to hit on everything I can. Terrible Apparel, check down in the description. I'll post links to all this shit. And until next time, and on behalf of both me and Caleb, be terrible. Peace.